Part 2 of this lesson looks at the perimeter, circumference, and area. Perimeter of a polygon is the sum of the lengths of its sides, and the circumference is the distance around the circle. The area of any figure is like the space in between. So let's just look at some examples and it'll be easier to describe. Here's a triangle. And so the perimeter is like this side plus this side plus this side. On a square, it's the same. The sides, add them up. So this plus this plus this plus this. Same with that. This one is not called perimeter, it's called circumference. So this is called a perimeter when you're talking about the sides. Perimeter, perimeter. But for a circle, it's called circumference. Okay, so that applies to that only. And the perimeter applies to these three. And you'll see P stands for perimeter. So P equals the sides added together. And same here. And same here. Circumference is 2 times pi times radius. Let's talk about what radius is. Radius is half of the diameter. So that's a radius. The whole diameter is this. Let's do a different color. The red one is the diameter. Half of the red one is the blue one, which is the radius. Area is base times height, b times h. B is base. Height is h. Half of that for a triangle. For a square, area is the side times the side. So this times this is your area. So s squared. For a rectangle, it's length times width. So length times width is your area. L is length, W is width. And for area of a circle, it is pi times r squared. So you take the radius and you square it and multiply by pi. All right, let's look at example 2. We're going to find the perimeter or circumference and area of each figure. So let me just divide up my space here. Okay, we're going to find perimeter. Perimeter is all the sides added together. Well, if this is 3.2, so is this. And if that's 2.1, this one is 2.1. You could do this a couple of different ways. You can say 3.2 plus 3.2 plus 2.1 plus 2.1. Or you could add those two together and multiply it by 2. Perimeter is equal to 10.6 centimeters. Let's find the area. Area is length times width. So length times width. So 3.2 times 2.1. That makes area 6.72 centimeters squared. Because we multiplied centimeters by centimeters, now it's centimeters squared. This one is a circle, so perimeter isn't the word for it, it's circumference. C equals 2 pi r. And r is this is your r, the radius. So circumference equals 2 times pi times 3. Let's do that on the calculator and I'll show you. Don't use 3.14. Actually use your calculator's pi button. And if you're using your Chromebook, I'm sure when you pull up the calculator, pull up a scientific one. Online, you can pull up scientific and make sure you use the pi button. So 2 times pi times 3 is 18.84. So we could say 18.8 and just round it. And that is inches. Area is pi r squared. So area is pi times 3 squared. How you do this is very important. If you multiply pi times 3 here, you're ignoring PEMDAS. PEMDAS says square first, then multiply. So you must square that, 9, and multiply that by pi. So let's come over here. 3 squared is 9. If you don't know that, you can do 3 times 3, which is 9. And then times that by pi, and that's 28.27. But I'm going to round this up to 3 because of that 7, so it'll be 28.3. 28.3. That's the area, and it's inches squared, or squared inches. Pause your video here and try these on your own and check your answers.